want to say good evening to you all. Welcome to the Ministries, where the word is life. We just wanted to stop in and chat with you this evening. Discuss a little something that's going on, not just back then, but it's going on right now. But as we look at the lesson, first and foremost, I want to say that I do not own the rights to this. It's just something, as I always tell you, to touch my heart when I hear it. But on tonight, we want to look at Psalms number 13. Psalms number 13. And it's not long at all. I want to say I hope if you're listening on tonight, you've invited someone who is unsaved to sit in and to get in on this this hour of worship, the word. We want to just give just a tad bit of history concerning tonight's lesson. This psalmist, which is David, this particular psalm is something like a personal prayer that he's definitely in deep conversation with the Lord. But then it shows us also that this is a real life situation now. So what happened, just going back in history, David had some sons, and one of his sons had raped his daughter. And then the son-in-law that raped the daughter, should I say, he was actually a son-in-law. He was led in to David's home, to David's space, and then for him to turn around, being entrusted of the family, turn around and rape the daughter. And then the Bible teaches in history that he went on the run. And then the oldest son decides that he would hunt him down, and he killed him. But then that brings us to David, because in this psalm, David pours out his heart to God, because David truly was feeling a certain kind of way. He was feeling a certain kind of way. And the thing about it is, y'all, some of us have had incest issues in our own family. And that is such a devastating thing. And you can never, ever dictate the actions and or the reactions to those in the family behind news like that. But it hurt David to his heart, because this was not an outhouse problem. This was an in-house problem. And y'all, we know in-house, we got a lot of issues going on. And if we're not careful, a lot of times the issues that's going on in-house will spill out outside. And then folk, because then now they're going to be all in your business. Why? Because you took your business out there. This is a real life problem. So let us look at Psalms number 13, beginning at verse 1. It reads, "How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord? Forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me?" And see, at this particular point now, as David is in conversation with God, he feels like he's going through this thing by himself. He's trying to digest the fact that, or even ask the question within himself, is God, why are you not listening to me? Why are you not hearing me? Why are you not helping me? And sometimes, y'all, situations that we go through in life, in families, in communities, just period, we'll find ourselves sometimes seemingly God done turned his back on us, or God has has stopped talking with us. But you got to understand something. If you are, first and foremost, a child of the Master, never, ever will he leave you by yourself. I don't care how bad the situation may be. You have to know that he's right there with you. And just because he doesn't fix it right away, just because he doesn't answer you right away, does not mean that he did not hear your request being made. You have to understand something. It's something all of us should continuously remind ourselves of. God moves at his own time. And if he decides to fix it, it's going to be fixed indeed. But if he decides to let it run on, it's going to run on until God says stop. But there's always a teaching moment in our struggles, in our problems, in our situations. There's always a teaching moment. There's always something God wants to show us. Always. Because he's always trying to help us see him more. But we have to be sincere. We have to be long-suffering going through. We have to know that God is God and God all by himself, and he has all power. So here David cries out, how long wilt thou forget me, O Lord? Forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? Verse 2 says, how long shall I take? Let me reread that. It says, how long shall I take counsel in my soul? Now watch this. Situations, or this particular situation, had troubled David's heart so much that he began, talking to himself. He started to take counsel within his own self. So when you start, and I don't know, some folks say it's all right to talk to yourself when you start answering yourself or talking back to yourself, there's a problem. But David was in a place where this situation had got him in such a rut that he started reasoning within himself. He started trying to figure it out himself. He started trying to put the pieces together himself. And y'all, sometimes it's best for us to be still. Stop trying to fix and figure it out. When God is ready for you to know, you'll know. You ain't got to be worrying him. You ain't got to keep bringing the same mess to him. When God is ready for it to be fixed or for you to know what it is, he will reveal it to you at no time soon. That's just how that is. So watch this. He says, how long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? He got to the point tripping in his mind because he thinks because he's going through this situation or because this situation happened, that the enemy is sitting back looking at him and then not only just applauding, but just happy because he's down. Happy because he's not this seemingly in this conquering king mode. And he's thinking now the enemies are looking at him as if he has no type of connection with the master. But watch this. Verse 3 says, consider and hear me, O Lord, my God. Lighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. This thing is bothering him to the point where he's so stressed out. He says, God, please just show me something. Show me something. And he wants it to be so that when God shows it to him, he wants it done right now. He's anxious to see God work this thing out or to give his heart ease behind this stuff. He wants God to act right now. He said, Lord, do it, lest I sleep the sleep of death, lest I go to sleep. Lord, do it before I die. This thing is that heavy on me. I need you to move, and move right now. He says, and before we go, we need to understand and digest, y'all. This is something we all are still working on. We talked about when God moves, God will do it in his own time. And listen, the way God fixes it, then that's how it's going to be fixed. You may not like how he fixes it, but as long as it's fixed, it's fixed. And if God does it, I'm going to tell you, you won't have to worry about it anymore. If God fixes it. But sometimes y'all will listen to verse 4. He says, lest my enemies say, I have prevailed against him. And those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved. So he's so consumed. He's so in a place where he's now thinking about what other folk is going to start saying or what they're saying about the situation. Oh, we got out. There's some ancestral stuff was going on in his house. He got out. Do you not think back then, when the eldest brother went and hunted down the brother-in-law, you don't think that was news? And why it happened? Now David is thinking about everybody that's surrounding me, looking at me in this slump. And y'all believe me, everybody that's in your face, they're in your face when you up, but I'm going to tell you, go in a slump. You'll find out who your true partners are. Go in a slump. You'll find out who's doing the talking. You'll find out. I'm going to tell you, get down or you get put in a situation that's that bad and see how many folk going to be right there for you. See. Now David was looking at those that's looking at him and his situation. It never said that anybody came to his rescue. It never said that anybody came and sat down and just counseled with him. It never said that nobody went in prayer with him. It never said any of that. Sometimes, y'all, situations we go through, ain't nobody else supposed to be dealing with it but you. Sometimes. That's just how it is. And look, a lot of times we need to understand too, God is as we go through the situation, knowing that God is there, this works our long suffering. Don't ever say what you can't do. Don't ever say what you can't go. You can, whatever the problem is, you can make it through. Whatever it is. But you've got to know that you're not walking through or dealing with it by yourself. You have to know that. It gets hard, y'all, sometimes, especially when you can't understand the deep reasons as to why. You probably surface think it through, but you really don't understand why it is you're going through the stuff you're going through. But then when you sit down and really allow the Spirit to talk to you and to deal with you, he'll start showing you why it is you're going through. He's not going to leave you ignorant of it. He's not going to do that. We are reminded that the Spirit of God leads and guides us into all truth and righteousness. This is just what he does. So he's not going to leave you ignorant as to why you go through. He's not going to do that. But here, David, I'm telling you, David is in a realm, and this is a personal issue for him. This ain't something that's like, this big mastery where it's dealing with like armies and battles. This is something that's hit home. It's personal. And he's crying out to God, and he's trying to figure out, God, why? Why have you not answered me? Why have you not? Why does it seem? Stop, boy, move, go. That was my dog. But he's trying to figure out, God, I need you to show me that you're there. And I need you to do this thing right now. And sometimes it gets like that. Situations are so capsizing in our lives, and they turn us every which way but loose. But I'm going to tell you, every time you come through one of those catastrophes, you can look back and know that God, and see how God brought you through. And know that if something like that or worse happens, he brought you through that one. He showed enough to take you through the next one. But we have, look, and it's not, I don't fault David at all for crying out to God, and it seemingly God is not answering him the right thing. But then it seems as though as he was conversing with God, something happened in the midst of him pouring out his spirit, his soul to God. Listen to verse number 5. Verse number 5 says, "But I have trusted in thy mercy, and my heart shall rejoice in thy salvation." Seemingly, it turned, the whole attitude seemed to have changed. Maybe he began to feel the relief of God. Maybe in the midst of this storm, God spoke again or spoke peace to his soul. But then, and I love it because, and I can see God working that way, because he turned right around once again and says, and it's like he's remembering, or he's been given a reminder. He says, "I have trusted in thy mercy." And he said, "I have trusted," meaning I know what your mercy is all about. And I've tasted it before. Then he says, "My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation." Then it's almost like a settlement. It's almost like, Lord, whenever you decide to fix it, I'm gonna be all right. I'll be fine. Whenever you decide that you gonna do it, because I trust you. Whenever you decide you gonna do what you gonna do, I'm gonna let you do it. I'm gonna get out of the way, and I'm gonna have peace knowing that you gonna take care of it. I'm gonna walk through it knowing that you got it. But watch this. He couldn't say this if there was no type of surrendering within himself. Within his rejoicing, now he begins to surrender. There's a surrendering going on. How you gonna not? He was holding on to all that anguish, and then now he's saying, "But Lord, I'm gonna rejoice because I know sooner or later it's gonna happen. I know you got it now." But watch this. Our last verse says, "I will sing unto the Lord because he hath dealt bountifully with me." Now watch this. This is the praise. After he fixes it, David says, "Oh, I shall shout." And I'm going to tell you, y'all, a lot of us, when we kind of come out of situations, when we come out of stuff, and we got a brand new praise, folk are not going to understand half the time why your praise done change. And I'm going to tell you something else. When you praise God for what he done brought you through, or what he's taking you through, or what he done already brought you through, when your praise is sincere, folk will know that you praising God. You ain't up there doing that for no sake, form, or fashion. They don't know that when you praising God, you got a reason to praise. I'm going to tell you something else. You're going to have a lot of people that have saw you down suffering. And when you come out and your praise is just that much more powerful, they are going to be envious of you. They're going to trying to figure out how you made it over. But then when your praise is unto God, they're going to stop trying to figure it out. Hopefully they'll try to get some of what you're shouting about. I'm telling you, David was in anguish. He was in sincere anguish. He cried out to God. Couldn't see the way. But then all of a sudden, God changed it and fixed it. But God said, "You know what? When David says, you know what? I don't care how you fix it. I know you will now. I need to get my praise together. I need to get my praise together. That last verse did it for me. I will sing unto the Lord because he had dealt bountifully with me. I thought I wasn't going to make it, but he fixed it. I couldn't see my way, but he showed me something. I knew the door got closed to my face. I felt it, but then he opened another one. Yeah, I got a reason to praise. And a lot of folk don't understand that when your praise is real, it's going to touch who it's supposed to touch. I'm telling you. and I'm going to do a flip side on that while we get ready to close, but I'm going to do a flip side. If you don't give God some praise when he brings you through, he'll show you that too. That's the flip side. Don't give him praise for what he's done, already done. Or you know, there's no way you can't give him praise. But then let him fix something for you and don't give him his just due. He's going to remind you of that too. He'll remind you of that. But I'm going to tell you, when God brings you out, ain't no way you're not going to praise his name. And I'm going to tell you one more thing. When he brings you out and you praise him, you don't care who's around. You don't care where you went. When you get ready to praise, you're going to praise. You're not going to care who's looking at you. You're not going to worry about the folks that may laugh. Go ahead and laugh. You're going to be crying sooner or later. That was our lesson for tonight. Remember, David was going through and he dealt with an in-house problem. In-house. And y'all, as we go through and we got different problems going on in our home, we have to first realize if God is in that house, that problem ain't going to stay there long. I don't care what it is. The problem will not be there long. Trust him. Love on him. Praise him. Do all the above. We love you. We thank you for tuning in on this evening. We want you all to keep each other in prayer. Don't forget to let us know if you can or if you will. Let us know if we need to pray for anything special. Text us. Let us know what we need to pray for or pray with you for, and we'll definitely do that. We love you all. Continue to come in, sit in, and as we always say, chime in. Do all that good stuff. Join us on next Saturday at 8 o'clock if the Lord say so. We'll be coming back in, just discussing what thus said the Lord for a little while. We never try to keep you long. We just keep you as long as the Spirit keeps us. So once again, we thank you for tuning in to Golgotha Ministries, where the word is life. God bless you. God keep you is our prayer. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.